Went to go see a movie on Friday night, then remembered that I still have a camera and a YouTube channel, so hey, here I am. It is a movie based on the novel of the same name by renowned horror writer Stephen King, and it's in a little bit of a weird gray area of being kind of a remake, but also the first official film adaptation of this story, because the original It movie was originally a two-part TV miniseries that they just kind of lumped together into a feature film and just let it be that. The movie stars the kid who played Mike in Stranger Things, basically reprising his same role, although his other three friends have been recast. There's some other kid that's gone missing instead of Will, 11 has been replaced by some redhead girl, and the Demogorgon is now a creepy-ass clown. Really, when you break it down and oversimplify it like that, there are a whole lot of parallels between this and Stranger Things, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. That kid who played Mike in Stranger Things, Finn Wolfhard is his real name, totally kills it in this movie. That kid is absolutely entertaining and just fit that role perfectly, in my opinion. And I thought all the other kids that were in this movie all did a very good job of selling what was going on. The movie as a whole, when I look at it and just the overarching everything and the little bits of flaws and everything else I liked, is just a really, really solid B+ grade movie if I were giving it a letter grade, and it's with a lot of confidence that I give it that B+. The movie itself is heavily driven on just a series of very creepy and mysterious moments that drive everything, and they are really creepy. I felt like the movie never got overboard where I was like uncomfortably scared, but there were plenty of times where I was genuinely scared, and it had a good balance of not being like too scary that you wouldn't want to see it again, but also delivered enough thrills that it fits the billing as a horror movie. One thing I did not expect is that it's actually pretty funny too. For the movie aiming to be and marketing itself as part of the horror movie genre, it kind of gave off the vibe of the kind of movie that might be trying too hard to be funny, only it made the attempts and they actually landed. There was pretty much nothing that they tried to do as far as humor goes that I was like, swing and a miss. I thought all of it was pleasant, it fit well within everything that was going on, and it added a different dynamic to things that I absolutely did not expect to see coming. The movie obviously does get to a stressful and tension-filled third act and basically overall long final scene, but it didn't necessarily build up to that quite like I may have hoped it would, because I didn't feel as much of the tension as I felt like I should have felt with all the other things that were going on. It's like a lot of the other things that happened were in a way sort of loose ends that didn't necessarily tie together perfectly with that big climactic scene. But a thing that's important to note is that no point throughout the movie was I ever bored or really thinking to myself, okay, where the hell is this going? Because I didn't really realize that till afterwards when I kind of thought about it, and you realize that not all of it really fit together in a way, but while it's happening, it's cool, it's creepy, it's unnerving, and it kept me pulled in to where I was never bored throughout the movie, and still at plenty of different moments like, okay, shit, buckle up, here we go. Another thing that I did notice in a couple different instances was characters making decisions that were just kind of bafflingly stupid and seemed to only put them into obviously more danger. I know it's really difficult to make a horror movie without having at least a little bit of that. I felt like they had just a little bit too much of it in different times just because the plot sort of seemed to need them to do that for the sake of showing off this one thing. Aside from those two things, I really don't have anything else negative that I can say about this movie. I thought all the acting performances were very solid and very enjoyable. I thought the character development was fantastic. They showed off each individual character's little backstory of what little thing in their past is haunting them, and they did a good job with each of them of not spending an overkill amount of time on all of them, but still definitely making it clear that they have this other thing going on in their personal life that everybody else might not be aware of. So again, my thoughts on the movie, a very, very solid B+. It did a lot of things very, very well and very enjoyable, and did very few things even subpar. I wouldn't say it was necessarily great by any means, but still really solid, and I think most anyone is going to enjoy this movie if they go see it. But I'm also curious, have you seen the movie It, and what are your thoughts on it? Did you like it as much as I did, or did you have other things about it that you didn't necessarily care for? Whatever those might be, please tell me about them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, you know I always appreciate you hitting the like button. If you want more videos like this one, and probably not a month wait in between them like last time, click the subscribe button. But above all else, everybody, thank you so much for watching.